watchful of what's happening around you, and also on the different spots wherever we go. And while we are walking also, though it is, almost early when all of us we are having these phones, and it is very easy to pick up from the especially for the checking your WhatsApp groups. Yeah. And for those devotees who have shown great enthusiasm to volunteer or facilitate our movement in terms of being crowd care, volunteers or security or bus coordination. So just before leaving from here today at 9:30, we will have a small meeting, or rather we will have announcements. So our Dham Darshak, Dham Sevak assistant Premanjan Prabhu will make the announcements after the class and give some instructions while we are going on. And there is some possibility of some rain, so if you are umbrellas, please carry your water bottles, avoid eating outside food, and please reach on time for the morning breakfast. My great pleasure in my Glories Sanat Kumar Prabhu. We agree to be our speaker for today for the different places in the visit, that is Gambhira and Singapore and Shwetmaya and Sarvabhaum's house. So let us welcome Sanat Kumar Prabhu very enthusiastically by loudly clapping 3 times.
Haribo!
So, a brief introduction I had already sent on the group, but still, it is my pleasure to speak a few words about Sanat Kumar Prabhu. So, he is Sanat Kumar Prabhu is a very senior disciple of Radhanath Swami Maharaj. For the last 35 plus years, he is part of and leading the Brahmacharya Asana Chapati from the front. He is a professionally qualified as a lawyer, and after some brief experience in his legal field, when he joined our ashram. Since the beginning days of his stay in the ashram, he has taken up the most difficult responsibilities. He was the campus president for decades of the party, and been in the leadership council now, which is also the managerial and which all the decisions and giving directions for the ashram and the congregation connected with Radha temple. Because it is not just the party temple, but Puri and all the other connected temples. And for more than 2 decades, Prabhuji has been very active and putting a lot of his energy and heart into what Maharaj also has great desire of developing a place for sustainable living, so which is our Govardhan Eco Village now. But before Govardhan Eco Village, Prabhuji was also involved with developing this farm community at a different place in Maharashtra, under the careful guidance and leadership of Sanat Kumar Prabhu, who is the director of Govardhan Eco Village. Wonderful rural development projects are being, are taking shape in the form of organizing organic farming, training the farmers around Govardhan Eco Village, these best practices of organic farming, taking care of their cattle. He is also, helping with the children education of all these villages, which are like some 80 or 90 villages in that vicinity. and many more things are happening in and around Govardhan Eco Village area. So all this is one of the services that he is doing. Besides that, besides all these major services, this whole Karthik Yatra management also for the last few decades is being, he is one of the members who is organizing this Karthik Yatra and facilitating all of us to visit to all these holy places. So we are very grateful that despite of his busy schedule, he has kindly, come to speak about these wonderful holy places that we are going to visit today. So thank you very much, Puri. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna Prabhu, for your kind words. At the same time, I will also take an opportunity to introduce him as your dancer. He will be taking you to a different places for next 5 days or 6 days. So Hare Krishna Prabhu is also company secretary to office. We always work in legal departments, and we all know in Kali Yuga a lot of things are there in legal department to take care of. Same time he is a part of ISKCON Chopati management, but currently he is specifically focusing on the Rishikesh project, where His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj has got a lot of ideas about preaching, and there are so many other things that is needed. So being in that place, you will see like his appearance is a little different than all of us. So if you have any doubts, it's just because for that place it's needed, and that's why he's keeping it. It's not like he enjoys in that kind of appearance. And if you have any further questions, kindly ask me. I will be able to give more details in case you need. Okay. So first we will chant prayers to our spiritual master mothers. Om Akyanattimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tada Mayam Darati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvikam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Param Sahagana Radhika Shri Vishakam Vikamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishamanu Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Vyashta Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patikanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So welcome to our this year's Karthik Yatra. This is one of the holy place, and the Shastras explain about Jagannath Puri in such a way that if anybody just desires that he will visit Jagannath Puri. Just with that desire, all his sins are destroyed. And all of you have come to this holy Dham. And then first we will express our gratitude to S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Because of him, all of us, we are here today. And he explained us the significance of holy name. He explained us about what is the holy places and the process of devotional service. He established his own institution so that all of us can come together and render devotional service. So first is gratitude to all our acharyas who have given us these facilities so that we can fulfill the aim of human form of life. So the first day, as all of us have come from different places, from different areas, and you may be having lots of different thoughts or responsibilities and engagement and other things. Few years back, say about when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time and thereafter also, Yatra means the people would walk from their place of residence to the holy place. And then what would happen, sometimes it would take months to reach to the holy place. And then they would be always meditating on that Ishtadev, deities, the pastimes, and then they would arrive after few days or months to the holy place. But today, with the help of all the fast modes of transportation, sometimes you are yesterday in the city with our busy responsibilities, and next day you just land in the holy Dham. So we need to prepare ourselves for this holy Dham. What should be our mood? So then how do we understand that what is the exact mode in which we should approach the holy Dham? So how do you understand everything? We just see how our previous acharyas has done. And the way previous acharya stayed in holy Dham, that's the way, simple way we can learn from them. So we see in Srimad Bhagavatam there is a beautiful section where Akrura is approaching Vrindavan Dham. So as soon as he comes to Vrindavan and he sees the lotus footprints of Krishna and Balaram, immediately he jumps off from his chariot and offers full Dandavat Pranam to those footprints, and he just rolls in the dust of Vrindavan and starts offering the prayers, because dust of Vrindavan is highly potent. And just as we always, the moment we reach the holy Dham, immediately we offer obeisances to the holy Dham, and that's our first contact with the dust of that holy place. And at the same time, as we offer Dandavats, that means we understand that we are utterly unqualified to see the Supreme Lord, to understand the glories of the Supreme Lord. So by knowing our unqualified nature, we offer prayers to the Supreme Lord. So that's how we learn from Akrura that we are unqualified and we have been fortunate enough to come in contact with the holy dust. Then we will see another example comes of Uddhava. He also comes to the holy Dham of Vrindavan. And as he comes to the holy Dham, he came from a special mission given by Lord Krishna. And as he comes, he starts appreciating the Vrindavan Dham, appreciating the Vrajavasis, appreciating the devotion of Vraja Gopis. And he understands if I have to understand their position, then I must humbly pray for their mercy. And that is why he prays to the Gopis that I can become your servant and understand the glories of the holy Dham. And that I would say that was one of the first yatras of Vrindavan, because the gopis took Uddhava to the different places. They showed this Krishna performed this lila over here, Krishna performed another lila here, and Krishna ate the mud over here. And they all the time, Uddhava could see that they were just talking about Krishna's pastimes and totally immersed in thoughts of Krishna. Then we see in Vrindavan, Brahmaji, from which our sampradaya comes, how he approaches the holy dham. So he approaches the holy dham in an utterly humble position. He feels humility, and he understands that only when we are humble, then the glories of the dham will be revealed to us. Then we have another Acharya, Shamanand Pandit. He also approaches Rajdham in such a way that his Guru Maharaj gave him a service that you stay in Vrindavan, especially in different kunjas of Vrindavan, Nikunj 1 and others. And his whole day service was to take the broom and keep cleaning the Rajdham, so that the Radha Krishna can come together, gopis can come together, and they will have a clean place to perform their pastimes. So this is how he was willing to do any humble menial service so that Lord Krishna can perform his pastimes. And then we see how the Goswamis stayed in Vrindavan. Rupa Goswami stayed in Vrindavan. And if you see their timetable, how they would spend time in Vrindavan, is they did not waste even a single moment in any of their things. Even their bodily necessities were also performed in a very, very minimum time. And hardly they would take rest, sleep, or hardly they would eat. So all the time on eating and sleeping is reduced, and everything was dedicated for chanting the holy name, then narrating Krishna Kathas and writing the different scriptures. So this is how we learn from Akrura how to offer the prayers, from Uddhava how we have to always appreciate the Dhamvasis that they are here. Then Brahmaji, he feels very, very humble and offers his prayers. From Sanat Prabhu we can understand that we should be willing to render any menial service that is required here. And at the same time, Rupa Goswami explains not to waste any moment doing or discussing topics other than Krishna Chaitanya. So this is how we prepare ourselves, understand the lessons that are given to us by our previous acharyas, and approach the holy dham. Now let's see how Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of our Srila Prabhupada, how he took the darshan of Jagannath. Because all of us, this year, today also, you will be going to Jagannath temple to have a darshan. At the same time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when he went to Jagannath temple to take darshan along with his disciples, and after coming out, he asked all his disciples, so have you seen Jagannath? Everybody obviously said, yes, we saw Jagannath. We went right inside the temple and took the darshan of Jagannath. So that time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was saying that actually we should be conducting our devotional service in such a nice way, and our life should be such a nice way conducted around devotional service that Lord would like to see us. Rather than we on our strength, either by giving donations or somehow or other by some other tricks, we are standing in front of the Lord and watching His beauty. He says that, when will Lord see us? So Lord will see how you are a devotee, how you are performing your devotional service. At the same time, Lord will see how pure you are. And then, in your life, how many good things you have done and how many wrong things you have done. So accordingly, he was saying the Lord is a seer, drishta, and we are seeing. We are a drishta means we are seeing. So that is why he would always stand behind Garuda Stamba, and from there he would take the darshan of the Supreme Lord. So this is what, like, we have to qualify ourselves to be present, ourselves in front of Lord Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra. So His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj would explain, like, as you enter the temple, you will see Patit Pavan Jagannath, and those who cannot go inside the temple, if you just stand outside the temple, you will be able to see the deity of Patit Pavan Jagannath. And that's a place where we first offer that we are very fallen conditioned soul. We are very unqualified to come and enter into this place. So first we offer our prayers to Patit Pavan Jagannath, and then we go inside. Now, if you are on the main altar, you will see Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra and Sudarshan Chakra is there. So the first, we approach Baldev. Baldev is Prakash Vigraha. That means, what is his, like, this thing? Can we directly see Lord Jagannath? What qualification we have to see? So the Prakash Vigraha of Baldev, he will give us a qualification. He will make us eligible to see the Supreme Lord. And as we get the merciful glance of Baldev upon us, because what happens, we know Nimai is there and Nita is there. So between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda, who is more merciful? Nityananda. So between Lord Krishna and Balaram, who is more merciful? Lord Balaram is more merciful. So before we present ourselves to Lord Jagannath, we take the blessings of Baldev, and then he will cast his merciful glance upon us, and then we will have a qualification to see the Supreme Lord. And then what happens is we know our spiritual master is a representative of Lord Balaram, and then he helps us in our lives in such a way that all impurities are burnt away and we are able to perform our devotional service. And as we have seen, Lord Jagannath form, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first time when he came to Jagannath Puri Dham, as soon as from Atharnala he saw the Nila Chakra and Dvaja on the top of Jagannath temple, he immediately started running so fast that all other devotees who were accompanying him could not keep that pace, and he came straight inside the Jagannath altar. And then when he saw Lord in the form of Shamsundar, three-fold bending form. Now when we see Lord Jagannath, we see what is his present Mahabhava form. And then, but for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Jagannath presented himself in a beautiful form of Shamsundar. And then why only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see that form? But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radha Bhav, Gopi Bhav. And what is the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Ramya Kachit Upasana Vajavaradu Vargena Kalpitaha. That means devotion of the gopis is the highest. And the way the gopis have served Lord Krishna, if you serve in that way, then you will be able to see Lord Jagannath in his three-fold bending form. And that is how, like, we see, like, when we have a devotion towards Srimati Radharani, towards gopis, and then when we become like followers of Srimati Radharani, then we will be able to see the actual form of the Supreme Lord. So now we discussed like a lot of qualifications that are needed to see the Lord. That's not to discourage, but to understand this is what we have to progress for. And at the same time, we have to understand that the Lord is very supremely merciful. As we have seen the picture of Lord Jagannath, he has got a big eyes, and his eyes doesn't have eyelids. So he is always having a merciful glance towards his devotees. Because sometimes the temple is very crowded, and you may get a few seconds chance to stand in front of him. So you may wonder whether I will ever get the merciful glance of the Lord Jagannath. But you see, their eyes are very big, no eyelids. So definitely their merciful glance will come upon you. At the same time, Lord Jagannath is very merciful, and he has hands like this. Why he keeps hand like this? So that he can embrace his dear devotees. So we try to make our qualifications more and more, and we cultivate proper mood, and at the same time the merciful Lord will definitely bestow his supreme mercy upon us. Another thing what we have to understand is this, there will be Dhamvasis, whichever Dham we visit. The Dhamvasis have a different moods, and they present us in different ways. And many times while visiting Dham, we have many questions about their behavior, and many times we start comparing, and sometimes there is a good chance that we may become critical about their certain behavior. So we have to guard ourselves about this, because Lord has given them a fortune of being in a Dham and to render service. And definitely they have done, must have done a lot of pious activities, a lot of devotion in their previous life, so that they have become fortunate to be in Dham and actually render service in that Dham. And how we should always appreciate the Dham Vasis. For us, we have a great example of Sanat Goswami that happened right here in Jagannath Puri. So, and that discussion is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, that how Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, when they were in this Jagannath Puri Dham, and how they themselves conducted and how they approached the Lord, how they respected the traditions of this place, and how they followed the etiquette. So in the Jeshta month, that is usually, it's a May and June, that is the hottest part of the year in this place. And or if you walk on the sand becomes like red hot, just like a fire. And one day, in the noontime, around noontime, Sanatana Goswami gets a message from Lord Chaitanya. It's invitation for him to come and take prasad with him. At that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying in Yameshwar Tota garden, and from there he sent a message. And as soon as Sanatana Goswami received this message, immediately he started rushing towards the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying. And as he was going in the afternoon heat, he took the longer route from the sand on the seashore shrine, and the sand was so hot, and his leg got burnt and blisters started coming. But Sanatana Goswami was just meditating that Lord has called me. How fortunate I am. I will be able to have a darshan of the Lord. I will be able to talk to the Lord, and I will be able to get the remnants of the Lord. So he did not even realize that his feet were burning and the blisters were coming on his feet. And with that, he just reached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's place, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just finished his taking prasad and he was taking rest. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's servant Govinda, he gave remnants to Sanatana Goswami, and then Sanatana Goswami honored those remnants. And then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu woke up from his afternoon nap, first thing he asked Sanatana Goswami, by which route you came to this place? Because there were two routes. One route was coming from Sinhadwar, it was shaded route, and another route was a longer route coming from the seashore. And then Sanatana Goswami explained that I came from this longer route. And then immediately Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you came from that route, that means your feet must have got burned, there must be blisters on your feet. Now how you will be able to even walk? And then Sanatana Goswami, that time he realized that his feet got burned and it got the blisters. And Sanatana Goswami said, I didn't even realize that my feet was burning because he was so absorbed in his fortune that Lord has called me and I will be able to get audience with the Lord. And this is how he was totally immersed in those thoughts. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sanatana Goswami replied that why I took this path, because this is the path which is there right in front of Srimadwar is used by these servants of Lord Jagannath, and I am a low class person. If I come by that route, if by any chance my shadow falls on their servant, that they will be contaminated and their service will be affected. And in order to avoid that, I took this path. And to this, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, कि यद्यपि तुम्ही होय जगत पावन, that means you are a person who can make the whole world purified. And then तुम्हारा स्पर्श पवित्र होय देव मुनिगण. That means if even devatas or sages, if they touch your body, they will get purified. तथापि भक्तिर स्वभाव मर्यादा रक्षण. So that means, but what is the swabha, what is the nature of a devotee is that they will always follow the etiquettes. And Maryada Palan hoye sadhur bhushan, that means a person who follows proper Vaishnava etiquette, that is the ornament of a sage. The sage is known by his Vaishnava etiquette, the kind of etiquette that he follows. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is cautious that Maryada bandhane log kare upahas. That means those who follow this kinds of etiquettes, strict etiquettes, many times people laugh at them. But then what happens is, iye loke paraloke dui hoye sarvanash. With this present day and your future, both is lost if you don't follow the proper Vaishnava etiquettes. And then Maryada Rakhile Tushta Kaila Moruman. That means you kept this Vaishnava etiquette and you have pleased me. Tumi achiye na firile kona jan. That means apart from you, who will follow this kind of highest example? After speaking like this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraces him. And then what had happened that time when Sanatana Goswami was traveling, somehow that he drank some contaminated water, and because of that he developed certain kind of a skin disease and it was itching and some liquid was coming out from that. So Sanatana Goswami was feeling very, very unhappy about it. And he always kept a little distance from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that his diseased body doesn't touch his divine body. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tightly embraces Sanatana Goswami, and Sanatana Goswami was feeling very uneasy because all this liquid was touching the Lord's body. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying that by touching you, actually I am getting purified. So this is what a very great example is set us in front of us by our acharyas. That the Sanatana Goswami's embodiment of the etiquette, and he followed that etiquette, and that's how the Supreme Lord was pleased. At the same time, we see this Lord Jagannath temple. Who came for its inauguration? Lord Brahma came for its inauguration. And then Lord Brahma comes in Chaitanya Leela as Haridas Thakur. And in this Leela, he doesn't even enter the temple, even doesn't even go close to the temple. Will it that happen that you inaugurated certain temple, and then Lord gives you a different role after some time, and that time, like you don't even go inside, anybody would like to see how that project is going on, whether it's going well or not. I established things in this way, and now the things are happening in this way, and then we start comparing. But Brahmaji, in his role as Haridas Thakur, actually, when Brahmaji comes and gives all the installations, he does all the installations, he is the one who sets the whole procedure, how to worship Lord Jagannath. And then he also gives all these conditions, that these are the rules to be followed, and if these rules are broken, this is the purification you have to undergo. And so when he came in Satyuga as Brahma, he gave these rules and regulations, and all those rules and regulations, he followed it when he came in Kali Yuga as the Haridas Thakur. So this is how we can see the great humility of Haridas Thakur, that he also felt that he is also unqualified to approach even the servant of Lord Jagannath. So this is like one of the very highest examples that are set to us in front of our acharyas. So now we'll see this Jagannath temple that we are discussing about is the same, the dham we have to understand that how Srila Prabhupada has taken his disciples to visit the holy dhams. Prabhupada came here in Jagannath Puri. Prabhupada also took some of his disciples to Vrindavan and explained the places of pilgrimage. So whenever you visit the holy dham, as is an ancient tradition in India, that people have that desire to visit the different holy places. And then when you come to the holy place, there is a certain set of rituals people follow. You take the bath, then you do head shaving, and then you fast, and then you go to the temple, perform certain rituals. So that's like the ritualistic part of visiting the holy dham. And another part of visiting the holy dham is approaching holy dham through the eyes of scriptures, from the Shastra Chakshus. That is very important. And that's why we are discussing about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All these leelas are described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad, Chaitanya Mangal, and Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is actually giving us the eyes through which we can approach the holy dham. And then all these descriptions, all these kathas that we are hearing in the holy dham, the Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami explains that first you should have a faith. Even if you don't have a faith, but at least we keep faith for time being, say that we trust on these things, and then we will receive a lot of pleasure, that one should receive pleasure hearing the Krishna's pastimes, and then Krishna's Kaviraj gives the benedictions, and this will destroy all your miseries. So we see how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed here, the daily routine of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He would stay in Gambhira. From there he would take bath in the sea, and every day morning he would go and take darshan of Lord Jagannath, and he would chant and dance in front of Lord Jagannath, and he would come back, take prasad in the afternoon. Evening time he would go to Tota Gopinath temple, and at night time he would stay in Gambhira, and that time he would experience all the feelings of separations. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conducted himself when he was staying here. And we can see almost half of the manifested Leela of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is spent 48 years, 24 years he spent almost in Jagannath Puri. First 6 years like he on and off traveled to South India and other places, but 18 years he continuously stayed here in Jagannath Puri Dham. Actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to go and stay in Vrindavan, but mother Sachi insisted on him that better at least you stay close to me so that at least I will be able to hear some of your news. And that's how we stayed here in Jagannath Puri. And then we see in Jagannath Puri we have the Vigrahas of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. And then we see in Navadip, in Mayapur, we worship their Gaur Nitai. And in Vrindavan, we worship Radha and Krishna. So all these three different dhams have got their different peculiar features and different bhavas that they manifest. And then we see the bhav that is there in Jagannath Puri is Aishwarya bhav. In Navadip we find the bhava is predominantly Audarya bhav. And in Vrindavan we find the Madhurya bhav is one of the prominent bhavs. And the speciality is like if you see this Jagannath Puri is not different from Dwarka and Kurukshetra. And in Navadip, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu state, so Navadip is not different from Vrindavan. And Vrindavan is like the highest goal, it's the highest destination where the sadhaka should have. Now, there are different ways by which you can access the mercy of the Dham, and you should know that key. Because there is certain thing if you need to open, you must know how to open that. You must know the proper key. So here, in order to receive the mercy of this Dham, so Jagannath Puri, what is the way you receive the mercy is Mahaprasad of the Supreme Lord. And then in Vrindavan, in Navadip, you will find that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is accessible through his holy name. And in Vrindavan, how you will access is through the dust of the Vrindavan. So now how we will access the mercy here in Jagannath Puri, the interesting thing is, you just simply eat Mahaprasad with faith and you will be delivered. Even if you have no qualification, still you will be delivered. Because this Mahaprasad is like whatever cooking that happens in Jagannath Puri temple, there is a very big kitchen there, almost like 752 chulas are there, 1000 people, they have just cooking service in that Jagannath temple. And how that it begins, every day in the morning they will clean the whole place thoroughly with the water. Water will come from a very specific two wells. And then morning they will offer prayers to Ganeshji so that the obstacles are removed, because here the cooking is done on a very huge scale. Prabhupada used to say that the tradition in India, you go to the temple so that you can take prasadam. And he says that when he was Grasta, he would always visit different places and eat in different temples. So here the first, like any time you go there, even 1,000 people go there, you will be able to get Jagannath Mahaprasadam. And festivals like even 10,000 people come, Rath Yatra time, lakhs of people come, so that much prasadam will be available. So it's a huge arrangement is there, and cooking is done personally by Mother Lakshmi. So she performs the cooking, and that's how, like you can see, all the people who are cooking there, they have a very firm faith that we are not the cooking, but actually cooking is done by Mother Lakshmi. And that's how, like, and they have a very clean standard, like when they are carrying the Naivedya Bhoga from the kitchen to the altar, they will always cover their mouth and nose so that nothing contamination goes there. At the same time, in case there is something contamination is there is a way to understand that. Suddenly a mysterious dog will appear in temple compound. That time you understand that something has gone wrong in preparing the prasadam. So all what that stage, whatever food is cooked, will be collected and buried, and again host preparations will start. So this is how, like, with the love and devotion, the whole thing is cooked, and it's personally cooked by Mother Lakshmi. And that's why it is said that it's a very supremely pure prasadam, and that prasadam has got a potency to give us the devotion to the Supreme Lord. And that is why there is an etiquette to honor this Jagannath Mahaprasad. Like, we eat and then we rinse our mouth and throw the water out. But here, like, after eating Jagannath Prasadam, you take the water and drink it so that no particles go out. At the same time, it has to be honored, like if the prasadam falls on the ground, still it will remain pure and we can eat it. His Holiness Sanat Kumar Maharaj was explaining once that he was invited by King of Puri to come and honor Mahaprasad along with him. And then all other people were sitting. So that Sanat Maharaj came, and there was no asana over there. So usually we have uparanas, like upper cloth. So he took that shawl, put it on the ground and sat on it. And he wanted to follow proper etiquette, so he was waiting to see how others are doing. And he saw that the prasadam is served to all of them and nobody was beginning to eat it. So he just inquired the Puri king that why nobody is eating it. So he said that people are waiting so that, like, you can come out from your asanas and then we can start honoring prasadam. So that time we understood, like, it's prasadam is not different from the Supreme Lord. So you have to keep it on the above. You cannot take asana and sit above that. So that was a fine etiquette is being followed in honoring the prasadam. So all these local Dhamvasis over here and devotees of Lord Jagannath have a tremendous faith in this Mahaprasad. So we have to understand that in order to access the mercy of this Dham here in Jagannath Puri, the Mahaprasad is accessible, and usually it is offered at different timings. All the time, like it is said that Lord hands doesn't become dry, always remain wet by eating, and that's why we get ample Mahaprasad here. We also make arrangements here, like in the evening time, you will be able to take the Mahaprasad also. And then we see what is the benediction of different dhams. So we can see here the virahas, the feeling of separation is there, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is searching for Lord Krishna over here. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the bhava of Radharani, and the Radharani is searching for Krishna. So that bhav you will find here. And here in Navadip you will find main thing is Ananta Nivritti, and whatever offences that we have committed, that offences are nullified in that dham. And in Vrindavan you will find that we are serving Radha Krishna and attaining the Krishna Prem, that is the main thing. So here we find that there is Aishwarya is also there, meeting with the Supreme Lord is there at the same time, the feeling of separation is also there. In Navadip Dham, whatever we need, like we need the mercy of the Supreme Lord so that we can perform devotional services there. And in Vrindavan, we relish the pastimes of Krishna. There are 12 different forests. So we go to those forests and then understand the Leelas of that. And that is why the name of this Jagannath Puri Dham is Vikralamba Dham. The Navadip is Audharya Dham, and at the same time the Vrindavan is Madhurya Dham. So as we say, this Skanda Puran clearly mentions that if somebody just makes a plan that I will visit the Jagannath Puri Dham, immediately his sins gets destroyed. And this Dham is also described in a different ways, like Sri Kshetra Dham, the local Dhammas is here, called this as a Sri Kshetra, the place of Srimati Radharani. And that's why we find the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed in the Radha Maha over here, and that's why you could see the Shamsundar form of Lila. Then Purushottam Dham, that's another name of this, because Lila Purushottam, Lord Krishna resides here. That is why it is called Purushottam Dham as well. Then Jagannath Puri Dham, Jagannath means is a lot of all the supreme universes. So that's why it's called Jagannath Puri Dham as well. Then it is called Sri Shankar Kshetra. Shankar means conch shape. So the Puri, the shape of the Puri is in the form of a conch shell, and the majority part is submerged in the ocean. The Konark is in the form of a lotus flower. Then Bhubaneswar is in the form of a chakra, and Jajipur is the form of a Gada. So Orissa, there are these four things are there: Shankar, lotus feet, chakra, and Gada at different places. The Puri is mainly Shankar Kshetra. And it is also called as Nilachal Dham. But this is a blue mountain. The temple is situated on a blue mountain. That is also, it is called the Nilachal Dham. And as we mentioned, like this is the Nilachal, this is the Vipralambha Dham, also it is called. So this is all about our Dham and some things about the temple. Now as our parikrama goes, first we will be visiting the Siddhavakul, because now there are different groups. So one group is at Siddhavakul. When they leave Siddhavakul, we will be able to go from here. So till their programming, so we will have our Katha over here. So at least next half an hour we will have to break here, so that they will do their Katha, and then they go to the next spot, and we will move to that spot. So we will be visiting Siddhavakul today. So Siddhavakul is the place where Haridas Thakur was staying. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing Leela in Navadvip, so those devotees were called like Gauda Desh devotees, staying in Navadvip Dham. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, came here in Puri, some devotees, the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, continued in Jagannath Puri. Some associates decided to come along with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, stay here in Puri. And some devotees, like they would come at the time of Ratha Yatra over here. So one such time, when all the devotees came to visit Jagannath Puri, so there is a tradition like from Bhubaneswar, that side they would come, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would meet all the devotees coming from Navadvip Dham at Adharnala place. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would personally apply sandalwood paste on each devotee's head and garland him with flowers. And then all of them, they would come. First they would take bath in Narendra Sarovar. And after taking bath in Narendra Sarovar, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say that you take darshan of chakra of Lord Jagannath, then honor prasad. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was meeting each and every devotee, Haridas Thakur was also there, but he was standing way behind. And he was offering obeisance. A low caste person, I cannot go close to the temple. Rather, I have no right to go close to the temple. If by chance some of the servants of Lord Jagannath touch me, they will become contaminated. So he requested the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you just give me a secluded place where I can stay, and it should be away from where all the daitas are moving. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying in Yamatota garden, and his place was Gambira. And close to Gambira, there was one small garden that was given to Haridas Thakur. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself embraced Haridas Thakur, looking at his humility. And then he said that this is the place where you can stay. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was embracing Haridas Thakur, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying that actually I am touching you so that I can get myself purified. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was glorifying Haridas Thakur that you are the person, you visit holy places, you are taken bath in various holy places. At the same time, you have studied all the Vedas, studied all the scriptures, and you are better than any Brahmins or even any sannyasis. And that's why we see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his daily routine was after visiting Jagannath temple, the pujaris of Jagannath temple would give him prasad. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would bring that prasad and personally deliver it to Haridas Thakur at his place. So he was not allowed to come inside, but here we can see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself delivered everyday prasad to him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said like me, this is the place from Siddhavapur. Those days you could easily see the chakra of Nila Chakra of Jagannath temple. So it is said that if for some reason you are not able to go inside the temple, even if you just take the darshan of a chakra and a flag, you will get the same benefit of going inside and having actual darshan of the Lord. So sometimes, like if you are in a hurry, you are not able to offer anything, people cook at this place and just offer it to chakra and they can honor that prasad. So this is how he offered it. And then as daily Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would visit to Jagannath temple, the pujaris would give him a different items used by Lord Jagannath. So one day, that time like at the Lord Jagannath, as we brush the teeth, so traditional way is like you take a wooden stick, neem sticks, and you clean the brush. That is called Danta Dharan. So Lord is every day morning offered these 3 sticks. And one day one stick was missing. So the pujari arranged a stick from a bakula tree. So that stick was given as an offering to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the pujaris. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brings that toothpick and he just plants it where Haridas Thakur was performing his kirtan. And then immediately a huge tree comes out from there. It's called Bakula tree. And in that Bakula tree, Haridas Thakur would sit and chant his holy name. The same place, the Sanat Goswami also would come and stay. The same place, Rupa Goswami also would come and stay. And then after Haridas Thakur departed from this mortal world, different Babajis were staying there. And there was one Babaji named Jagannath Das was staying at that place. So that time the king of this place, Puri, he thought it's a very big, huge tree and can be used for the cart of the Jagannath Rath Yatra. So the servants come and they wanted to cut the trees. So this Babaji Maharaj was explaining that this is a very holy tree and this is a very holy place and you should not cut this tree. But he was just a simple sadhu. So the king's servants were not ready to listen. They said, tomorrow we'll cut it, we'll come and cut this tree. And then Jagannath Babaji was there, he was not able to convince the king and his servants. So he thought this may be the wish of the Supreme Lord. But at the same time he was praying to the Lord that this tree should be saved. So next day when the king's servant came to cut the tree, they saw the tree suddenly became hollow from inside and it was curved at many places. Then they found like, no, this is a useless tree now, we cannot use it for the Rath cart, so they left. So at present when you see this tree, you will find it's in a very different curved fashion. And as it is Chaitra Sankranti was the day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu planted that twig and it became a tree. That's the day that tree is worshipped and 108 Kalash Abhishek is done for that tree. So that's the holy place where Haridas Thakur stayed and chanted his japa. From there, we will proceed to Sarvam Bhattacharya's house. So Sarvam Bhattacharya, he was from Navadip side. And in Navadip there is a place called Vidyasagar, and Mahesh Visharad is the son of Mahesh Visharad. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first came to Jagannath temple, and he just fainted right in front of Jagannath deity. And the guards who were guarding Jagannath deities, they did not understand who is this sannyasi. Suddenly he just rushed inside and collapsed over there. So they took their stick and they came to beat him. At that time, Sarvam Bhattacharya was present there. And he could see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was exhibiting the 8 symptoms of ecstasy. And he could understand this is a Mahabhava stage. And he stopped the guards. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was taken by Sarvam Bhattacharya to his own home. And that's the place then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed. And then later all the devotees came to that place. And when devotees started chanting, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back to the external consciousness. So initially, Sarvam Bhattacharya was a Brahmavadi, and when he became concerned with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he thought he is a very young sannyasi. He has taken sannyas at such a young age. How he will be able to maintain sannyas for his life unless he has a firm understanding of this material world. And in order to understand that, you need to study Vedanta Sutra in detail. So he thought that I will instruct him in Vedanta philosophy, by which he will develop sufficient renunciation and he will be able to protect his sannyas dharma. And he started this 7 days, he narrated his commentary on Vedanta Sutra. And that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited the quality of Amanina Manadena. That means he respected the elderly Sarvam Bhattacharya and he respected his feeling of a concern from him. Though we are not supposed to hear that, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu patiently heard, and then later he explained him in a proper way the Achinta Bheda Veda Tattva. Then he explained the Atmaram verse, and that's how he enlightened the Sarvam Bhattacharya. And that is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited first his Shadbhuj Rupa and then his Shamsundar form was revealed to him. And that's the time when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu one day early in the morning came with Jagannath Mahaprasad and gave it to Sarvam Bhattacharya. That time Sarvam Bhattacharya had just woken up from his sleep and he was sitting on his bed. And as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the prasadam, he immediately eats that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquires that how it is that you are a learned Pandita and then without taking a bath, you are eating the prasad. So that time Sarvam Bhattacharya, because he was a Pandit, he knew that shloka very well. He said that Lord's prasad, whether it's a Lord prasad is a dry prasad or whether it's a wet prasadam, whether you are in your country, whether you are in outside somewhere else, somebody offers it, you should immediately honor it. And that is the order of the Supreme Lord. He said, I just followed the order of Supreme Lord. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very pleased with that. And that's how he was thinking as Tatyanukampa verse is there in that Muktipade word comes. And Sarvam Bhattacharya wanted to change it to Bhakti Pade. Where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed that one should never change the word of the scriptures. whatever word has been given, we should follow. While understanding, we clearly understand that it mukti means it indicates the real meaning is bhakti over there. And then when it was asked that what is the Shrestha sadhana, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied that Harinam Sankirtan is the best sadhana one should follow. Swami Bhattacharya would regularly invite Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at his place, and one such a time when Swami Bhattacharya was feeding prasadam along with his wife to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's son-in-law, that time this Swami Bhattacharya's son-in-law, Amogha, came there. And he did not know the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was thinking that he is just an ordinary sannyasi. And how can a sannyasi eat such a large quantity of foodstuffs? So he was looking at it from his mundane point of view, and that's how he was criticizing him. As soon as Swami Bhattacharya hears that his son-in-law is criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, immediately picks up a stick and starts chasing after his son-in-law. And with a great effort, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stops him, and then he tells him like, no, this is not a behavior fit for an elderly person like you. Now you should be controlling your anger. And Swami Bhattacharya angrily was cursing that let my daughter become widow, but I don't want to see the face of a person who is the offender of the Supreme Lord. And then later we find that Chaitanya, he develops certain disease, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cures him, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives his mercy to Amogha as well. Because Amogha's, what was his qualification? He was connected to Swami Bhattacharya. Even though he was performing wrong activity, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu corrected him and told him, like, the Supreme Lord has given you such a great fortune. With this tongue, you should be glorifying the Supreme Lord. You should be glorifying the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, glorifying the Vaishnavas, and not use this tongue for criticizing others. And then next to that is Shweta Ganga. That's the place where you will find that Ganga Mata Goswamis, she was staying in this Swami Bhattacharya's place. She was actually in Bangladesh. There was, right now Bangladesh. That time she was a princess. But right from the beginning, she developed such a deep renunciation towards the Supreme Lord. And then her parents wanted her to get married, but she just lives for the Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, the Gadadhar Pandits, his disciple was Anantacharya, his disciple was Brahmali, Haridas Shastri Pandit. And Haridas Shastri Pandit in Vrindavan would always narrate Chaitanya Leela. And this Sachimata would come there and sit in here. And she requested that I want to take the initiation from you. But this Haridas Pandit said that you are coming from a royal family, you are a princess, and how you will be able to follow the austere life of a renunciate. So he refuses to initiate her, but later, looking at her intense desire and intense devotion, he agrees to initiate her. And then after staying in for some time in Radhapur, he gives instructions to her that you go to Jagannath Puri, stay at Shweta Ganga's place, and you should take Kshetra Sannyas and stay there and perform your devotional service. So she came to Jagannath Puri, stayed in this Swami Bhattacharya's place, and daily she would narrate Krishna Katha, she would speak from Srimad Bhagavatam, and always would do services to those devotees who are coming to visit that place. And as we have like India, there are so many festivals that are there. So there is one festival where everybody goes and takes bath in Ganga. So the people from Puri were leaving to take bath in Ganga. So she also developed a desire that I also want to take bath in Mother Ganga's water. But then she understood that she has taken a shelter somewhere, so she cannot go out of that place. That time Lord appears in a dream and says that I will appear in this place and this water is not different from Ganga. You just take a bath there and you will get the same benefit of bathing in only the waters of Mother Ganga. And as she enters into this Shweta Ganga Kunda, she somehow gets sucked in the water, and from underground tunnel she goes right to the Ratna video Jagannath temple. And then what happens is, as you go and take bath, a lot of devotees taking bath in river, a lot of noise is there. So the pandas who are standing outside in the night, they understood there is a lot of noise happening inside Ratnavedi, and they could not figure it out how it is possible that this noise is coming from this place. So they open the door and they find right near the altar Sachimata, she is present over there. So they thought she must have sneaked in to commit some things. Because what is the reason that dead of the night she is found over inside the temple? So there the king arrests her, and in the night the Lord Jagannath appears in the dream of king of Puri and explains that she is actually a great Bhagavati, she is my devotee, and if you offend her, then I will punish you, I will not take any service from you. And then the king releases her, at the same time takes the initiation from her as well. And after that, there was in Jaipur, there was one Brahmin, and they were worshipping Rasik Rai deities. And those deities appeared to that Brahmin and told him that now I want to go to Jagannath Puri and I want to accept the worship from Sachimata. So you please immediately take me there. So he comes to this place and then requests that Lord appeared in my dream and he wants to take service from you. Sachimata said that I don't have any place, I maintain myself by doing Madhukari. And this is the Supreme Lord, he has to be served in a royal way. So how I can accept the responsibility of worshipping? So that time he lives with the deities, but he just leaves deity nearby in under the Tulsi plant. And that night the Rasik Rai comes in the dream. Because Sachimata's name becomes Ganga Mata after that pastime of taking bath on that day. So Ganga Mata Goswami gets a dream. Rasik Rai says that I want to take service from you now and I am at such and such place. So Brahmin has left me over there. So you please take me over there. So she brings Rasik Rai deities. So when you are visiting that place, the central deity, you will find Rasik Rai deities is there. And then Gangamata Goswami, first she was just doing Madhukari and feeling that, but later on so many devotees came and then they started maintaining that place. And that's how Gangamata Goswami stayed in those places. After that, you will be visiting Gambhira. So Gambhira is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stayed, and that was the house of Kashi Mishra, and Kashi Mishra was the Rajguru of Prataprudra Maharaj. So one thing, Prataprudra Maharaj, whenever he was in Orissa, he followed every day. Every day he would come to Kashi Mishra's house and massage the feet of his Rajguru. And that's the time Kashi Mishra would instruct Prataprudra Maharaj on how we can elaborately serve Jagannath, Baldev and Subhadra. And one day he explains Because when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes first time to Jagannath Puri, that time Karthik Yatra Maharaj was not here. He had gone on board to South India. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Kashi Mishra explains that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Lord Krishna himself. And immediately the king believes on that. He says that these are the great Pandits. He is my Guru. Guru says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not different from Krishna. Then immediately he puts faith in that. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that we need to find a place for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to stay. And that place should be little away from the temple, at the same time close to the temple, secluded place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can perform his bhajan. Then the king said this Kashi Mishra's house is the best place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can stay. So Gambhira is the place where, in a house where there is a small place that is called a Gambhira. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he comes from the South India tour, the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya takes him to this place and explains that this is the place where you can perform your bhajan. And that's how he stays there in Kashi Mishra. Then he completely devotes his life towards the service of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Lord also becomes very pleased to him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that place, shows him a Chaturbhuj form, and then he shows him his main form as well. So this is the place where a lot of devotees would come and perform the kirtan over there. Now at present, if you go to Gambhira, you will find it's just a small group. Now, and then we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita that so many devotees were there, the koti bhaktas, that means crores and crores of bhaktas were there. So naturally the doubt will come that this is a small 10 by 10 room, how many people can fit into that? How do you understand that? So one of the places in Jagannath Puri is Markandeya Sarovar. Markandeya Rishi, he saw when this whole world was inundated at the devastation period, when the water of devastation came, that's the time he saw that Lord Krishna was lying on the one palm of one leaf of a banyan tree, and he sees a tiny leaf is there on which Lord Krishna's form is there, and in his belly he could see entire planetary system. So if in such a small banyan leaf Lord Krishna's tiny form is there, and entire the universe can be fitted into that, so why not then in Gambhira so many lots of devotees can come in and fit into it. So that's the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Lord, where the Supreme Lord could do this kind of inconceivable thing. So there are many things that we find it in the descriptions or the narrations which doesn't appeal to our mundane logic, but we have to understand because it's our limitation. It's not that the stories are not true. So this is how we find that daytime Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would visit Jagannath temple, visit Haridas Thakur's place at Siddha Bakul, and then he would discuss the Srimad Bhagavatam along with Gadadhar Pandit in Tota Gopinath temple. And the night time, the Lord would stay with Ramananda Rai and Sarup Damodar Goswami, and that's a time where Sarup Damodar Goswami would sweetly sing various verses, various the devotional songs, and then they would have a lot of discussions. And whole night Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would just experience the feeling of separation at this place. And from that, you will be proceeding towards the Jagannath temple. So Jagannath temple, little late you go, that will be like the crowd will be less. But early in the morning you go, you will have to spend a lot of time in the queue. But it's like when you will get darshan, you have to just understand that it is whenever Lord wants to give you darshan, you will get the darshan. It's not like fixed timings. Usually they have as per their understanding likeness, they will offer as per their different rituals. If one ritual gets delayed, then another ritual gets delayed. Lord will definitely give you darshan, but please approach without the expectation. Whenever you get to get darshan, you'll be happy with that. You will not be able to plan your timings and go and see the Supreme Lord. So here, as soon as you go, you can see there are 4 gates. One is Simadwa, another is Vadra, that is tiger, the horse, Ashwa gate is also there, and elephant gate is also there. And it is called in local language Bada Deul. Then there is you will find it's a main is Mukhya Mula Mandir is there. Inside is a Ratnavedi. On that Ratnavedi, where the offerings are done and the Supreme Lord resides at that place. Then after that, that's a place where Jagamohan or Mula Mandir is called. That's a place from where the devotees can take the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Then there is the Natya Mandir. That's where the dance is also performed. And then there is a Chhatrabhog Mandap. So there are 2 kinds of offerings are offered. One is from the king's side, offering is done, that is done in the main Garbhagruha. And another, those who sponsor, the local monks and other people who sponsor, that is offered at another place. From there that offering is done. And you will find so many different temples inside. Varaha is there, Narsingh is there, Vaman Dev is there, Shadbhuj is also there. At the same time, the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, where the king Prataparudra established those lotus footprints of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And after that, there's 12 steps that are there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first climb those 12 steps. Then there's a Nrsimha temple over there. After taking Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would do a lot of dancing in front of Nrsimha temple. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would stand behind the Garud Stamba. And from there, he would take the darshan of Lord Jagannath. And then you will find that's a place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has touched the stone. His fingerprints have come up. Because of his devotion, the stone also melts and his fingerprints has come. And as you have seen that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So if you stand at Garud Stamba's place, you will see Lord Jagannath. Because if Radharani is in conjugal love, rasa with the Supreme Lord. So if the Lord is there along with his sister and brother, that's a time to look at the Lord is little difficult or little awkward for Srimati Radharani. But if you stand at this particular place, then you can clearly see only Lord Jagannath, and from there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would always take his darshan. So this is how, we discussed that at different places, the brief pastimes, more elaborate pastimes will be discussed by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in the evening. So in a nutshell, we discussed about different places, and then we discussed about the mood in which we should approach the Holy Dham. And I think soon then, so are we ready? Haribol? Okay, so we are ready to visit the Holy Dham, and we just remember with the great gratitude prayers to Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, how they approached Dham. We will begin our parikrama to visit the holy places. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Sanat Kumar Prabhu, for wonderfully in a very small time explaining all these different places, and especially also the glories of the holy Dham of Jagannath Puri. So let us thank him very enthusiastically, but now he presents the time. I'm sorry I have a bad throat, and that is because I didn't take good care of myself. So you please take care of yourself. There is a lot of dust, and next 6 days you should be healthy. And this place, Jagannath Puri, is very special, as Prabhuji was mentioning. Every step that we take here is like, you get the benediction of having one Ashwamedh sacrifice. So, we can imagine now we are going to walk almost 2 kilometers to Gambhira, and that makes how many steps? And that many number of Ashwamedh sacrifices. So we don't want to miss on this opportunity. So, Roji mentioned the sequence, but I checked with the previous group. So the sequence that we are going to follow now, please sit and hear this very carefully, otherwise there is good chance that you can get lost. So the first place that we are going to visit is Gambhira. From there we will visit Siddhabakul, and then we will visit Ganga Mata Mutt, that is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. And from there, next to it is Shweta Ganga. So we will go and take 3 drops and behold the beautiful Shweta Ganga lake. And from there we will go to Jagannath temple. So, the way we are going to proceed is that there is a Kirtan party which is going to be in the front, and there will be devotees, as I was mentioning, who will be doing the route coordination. There are at least 8 places where we have to take turns. So those devotees, they will be standing with the arrow mark, which right or left that you have to take the turn. Please read the name of the group, Ranga Devi, and then the arrow, because it is quite possible today or these days that some other group volunteer is standing with another name, and then you follow that group. So please be aware of that. We will proceed with Kirtan walking for those who can't walk so much. So there is, you can take these e-rickshaws and reach these places as I mentioned the sequence. I have also sent this message on all the on this WhatsApp group. So how many of you did not receive it or did not see it? Yeah, but I explained to you this. So you can check if you have any issues, then you can send message and you can get yourself added to these groups. So all of you have received this. So there is a Google Map trail also given just in case you lag behind or you get lost. This can be avoided if all of us proceed together. Don't halt in between or don't just stand because there is something. I'm sure you all have had wonderful breakfast, so there is no need for doing any outside eating. So please proceed together in a group. And this is how we are going to visit these places. Please remember the glories of these different places that Prabhuji has wonderfully explained. There won't be anyone standing there to explain these things except that, okay, this is the place where Lord Chaitanya was staying, and this is the temple of Radha Rasikra. That's all, but no explanations. So what we have to do is just visit, see, pray and move on. So that we are in such a big group, if everyone spends 1 minute in one place, you can imagine what will happen. So keep moving, keep taking darshan, and it is us also taking darshan and they also taking our darshan. So if you are not able to see things very clearly, that's fine, just pray and then move on. Okay? Hare Krishna. And very important, one more announcement. No photography in any of these temples. So please don't try to create bad memories by trying to bring out your phone and then your phone getting, or you getting scolded. And for those devotees who are here with kids and they have still not registered themselves for the kids zone, which is going to start today evening. So around 3 o'clock near the drinking water booth, we'll have some devotees who are going to do the registration for the kids zone. So please bring your kid, because he has to come or she has to come, and with their RCS, registration confirmation slip. So your kid and the RCS, you come for the registration in kids zone. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. So, Pandra Shakti Prabhu, please lead the Kirtan, and those devotees who are going to help for the